In GTA 5, it's safe to say there's a lot of weird features, from snowballs that are deadly to buildings that haven't been finished in 11 years. Here are a bunch of things that just don't make sense in GTA. And I want to start with the Slam Truck. It's a $1.3 million vehicle that's only purpose is to tow cars around the map. Sounds fine, right? Wrong. Not only is actually getting cars on this thing extremely hard, once you eventually do it, something like this happens. Okay, that's finally done. Time to take this thing into the car meet.
12 seconds later.
What? My car just fell off in the middle of the road. Yeah, no cars can actually stay on this thing. You can load up small cars, they fall off. F1 cars, they fall off. Any car you put on this thing will end up in the middle of the road, meaning this truck can't do its one job. So if you're thinking $1.3 million for a broken truck is a lot, you'd be right, which is why at number 2 we have prices. If you've ever opened your phone and went to look at vehicles, you've probably noticed things like a $995,000 go-kart, $1.8 million SUVs, $5 million cop cars, and a bunch of other overpriced vehicles. And if that's not proof prices are crazy, just walk into a clothing store and look at things like a solid color bodysuit that's $330,000. I mean, this thing is $12 on Amazon. $330,000 is crazy. But number 3 may be even crazier because we got tasers, and while they may seem normal, they're actually super weird. You see, the main point of a taser would be for a cop to use when you run away, but cops never actually use them. You could commit a small traffic offense, pull over and comply, and you get shot at. You could simply punch a cop and run away, and again, you get shot at. Really, no matter what you do, the cops just end you. But cops don't use tasers. Big deal. Well, another thing is the taser is actually a deadly weapon. If you tase an NPC, they freak out a bit, which is normal, but then they just die. You can even call the paramedics and they'll do everything they can to save them, but it's always too late. And I know if you look up can tasers end someone, it is technically possible, but in GTA every NPC ends up dead, which is weird. But next up, we have some things that should kill you that don't. For example, if I jump off Maze Bank, when I hit the ground, I die. But if I'm in a scramjet falling from 10 times higher than Maze Bank, I can land straight on my head and I'm perfectly fine. Same with the caddy, you can fall from space, but when you hit the ground, you're perfectly fine. And I'm sure there's more vehicles like this that basically make you God mode, but nothing is as strong as the volleyball net. Yeah, number 5, we gotta talk about how these volleyball nets are just insane. You can go 200 miles per hour into the net and nothing happens. You can hit it with a 10-ton dump truck. You can shoot at it. You can up and atomize it. You can set it on fire. You can throw every explosive you have at it and then set them all off. And yeah, nothing happens. There's also other things like wooden poles that can't move, trees that are impossible to break, but I don't know. The fact that I can easily take down metal poles, but this net can't be touched just doesn't make sense to me. And you may think volleyball nets are the weirdest net in the game, but let me introduce you to this bridge. Now, while most people think it's perfectly normal, if you do a bit of parkour, you can find these safety nets, which you would think if someone's working on the bridge and they fall, the nets would save them. But no, if you jump into these nets, they actually throw you harder into the ground, so definitely be careful around this bridge. But for this next one, let's head over to the mansion of GTA because I don't understand why we can't buy them. I'm sure you've been driving around before and you've seen houses like this, or even this, and you wish you could own them. I mean, it would be so easy for Rockstar to make this available and then just pay some employee to code up some interiors and boom, mansion. Unfortunately, though, players have asked for this over and over and it doesn't look like we're getting them, but maybe in GTA 6. And I can't make a video talking about things that don't make sense without mentioning the Mile High Club. I mean, every day since 2013, people have been showing up working on this building, but if we compare some pictures, I'm not sure what they've been doing for the past 11 years. Well, actually, they're not really even trying to hide it. Like, we got this guy that's jackhammering the ground for no reason, this dude looking at a clipboard with nothing on it, and this guy who is just using an invisible hammer for like 10 minutes, so I guess that's why nothing's getting done. But even if we go to a building that is finished, like Maze Bank, there's still some things that don't make sense. Like, at first, it's pretty normal. We got our CEO, and we got our garage, but wait, have you ever noticed these massive windows in your office garage? Because they don't actually exist on Maze Bank. Like, even if we use mods to glitch straight through the window, you can see when I turn around, they don't exist. I mean, I'm not complaining. These windows definitely look good, and I like being able to see the outside world. It helps me decide what car I want to take out, but still, it doesn't make any sense. But now I want to show you the weirdest one so far. In front of me, I have 2 of the exact same car, and if we go up to one of them and just climb up on it and kick the windshield, it's gone. There's no more windshield. But over here on the exact same car, if we shoot a bullet at it, it doesn't even break the windshield. In fact, it takes a good amount of bullets before it does finally break it. Even like ARs can't one-shot a windshield, so I guess your foot is stronger than your weapons. And sticking with cars, this next one is that they don't run out of gas. And I know you're already typing,
oh, but cars in GTA don't have gas.
and you're wrong. You see, on most cars, if you shoot at the gas tank, you can actually see the car leaking gas, which proves cars do have gas, but you can then drive around for as long as you possibly want. Like, this clip is on 5,000x speed right now, and you never run out of gas, despite leaking it the entire drive. I don't know. But don't worry, GTA cars get way crazier, so let me rapid fire some car facts that just don't make any sense. A lot of cars have these V12 badges, but you can pretty easily tell it's not a V12. If you get inside a Night Shark, you can actually hold a grenade and let it blow up in your hand, and you're completely fine. On the 190Z, you can open these little flaps, and I have no idea why. If you drive a trophy truck through these yellow poles, your car just randomly falls apart. And finally, the Phoenix has a glass roof option, yet somehow the glass is completely bulletproof. So yeah, GTA cars are weird. But now let's talk about clothes, because we've all been in the clothing store and you see the thousands of different options available, but some things just don't make sense. Like, let's say I want these pants. When I go to put shoes on, certain shoes will change my pants. Like, why? There's just so many things that aren't compatible with each other. Like, I can be wearing a suit and there's certain watches I can't wear, and it's all just super annoying and doesn't make sense. But possibly even more annoying is the clothing that's just not available at all. Like, I'm sure a lot of you have outfits with joggers or duffel bags on it, but you can't actually get any of it legit. I mean, they're in the game, there's thousands of videos on how to use glitches to get them, yet Rockstar won't add them. And I feel like it really couldn't be easier for them to add a jogger section that has all of the colored joggers, and then the same thing with duffel bags, that when you click on it, it has all the colored duffel bags. And that's not even it. There's more things they should give us, like FIB badges, maybe some checkered clothes, some cool belts. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff they could add, but just don't. And moving on, this next one is crazy, because have you ever realized the most expensive items in the game are completely useless? I mean, we got so many amazing things we can buy, like a bunch of businesses, cool cars, useful planes. I could go on forever, but they're all cheap compared to a golden plane that does nothing. I mean, it's cool. Well, honestly, it's not even cool. It's completely useless, and it's $10 million. Same with the yacht. It's stupidly expensive and does nothing. Like, who at Rockstar Games was saying,
yeah, we should make the most expensive items the worst in the game?
like, bro, no one asked for that. And speaking of things no one asked for, next up we have modders, and these people make no sense to me. Well, it's not even them, really. What doesn't make sense is the fact that Rockstar lets people mod. I mean, you can't even load into a PC lobby without at least one of the following happening, and prepare for a long list. Getting teleported under the map, having your car blown up, your money just getting reset, being teleported as far from civilization as possible, your outfit just being changed, being blown up, whatever you even want to call this. Sometimes my car just starts changing colors, getting frozen in place, getting frozen like this, randomly just dying, and so much more. But you can't even blame the modders. It's Rockstar who doesn't really do anything about it, which is something I will never understand. And next up is also something I'll never understand. It's the damage different weapons do. Like earlier, we talked about how bullets can't break glass, yet a snowball can literally end someone. Tasers also kill people, which is another thing we talked about, yet I can shoot someone in the leg and they run away like they didn't just get shot in the leg. Overall, yeah, weapons just don't make sense. Also, speaking of shooting NPCs, have y'all ever noticed every NPC has like $12? Like, I can take out some homeless dude or some business looking dude, and they both are carrying between like $8 and $20. I mean, you would think after eliminating thousands of people, at least one had a couple grand on them, but no. Not one. Makes no sense. I also don't understand our characters' priorities. Like, rob all the cars you want, but do not forget to pay your bills each day. Seriously, for a game called Grand Theft Auto that is based around theft and committing the worst crimes imaginable, why is our character so strict about paying his bills? Like, do you understand how often I'm just driving around and get hit with the minus $2,250 for property charges? Or I lose money because of my mechanic, my businesses, my yacht, literally everything we have to pay bills on, and I don't know why our criminal of a character doesn't just stop paying them. Like, what's gonna happen? So yeah, I think we can all take away from this video that there's a bunch of things in GTA that just don't make any sense. And if you know any more things, because I'm sure there's a bunch more, let me know in the comments.